Details of participating dealers. Brett Hull's Top Gun hockey video.
The Midas 99.95 front disc brake package is back for a limited time.
Hi, this is Jerry Howarth with Blue Jays trainer Tommy Craig. Tommy, what do you think of the Obisform backrest?
I think it's great, Jerry. To give you an example, our coach Hector Torres hurt his back in Kansas City. We immediately put him into an Obisform backrest support to help him sit up properly and take the stress off his lower back.
So you're familiar with its benefits?
I sure am. I use one myself on a regular basis. It's lightweight, durable, and it works.
Thanks, Tommy. That's Obisform. Available at Strains Limited, 2503 Young Street, just 4 blocks north of Eglinton.
Some stores throw you a curve when it comes to prices. Valdi gives you great value with brand names at everyday low prices. Sunlight Powder Detergent, 4 liters, just $2.99. Valdi, where smart shoppers shop for total value.
Sports Radio, CJCL, AM 1430.
Has come to the mound to answer the bell for the 9th round. Hunter, Olson, and Lemke coming up for the Atlanta Braves, who had an opportunity in the 8th inning and could not make it happen because of Bream hitting into the double play. And then Minnesota with their shot in a double play ended that. So it's on to the 9th, and Morris is low and away to the right-handed hitter Hunter. Hunter has struck out, doubled, and flied out tonight. They are looking on from both bullpens. There is no activity. Here's the pitch on the way, and a swing, and a ground ball down to third. Pagliarulo fires it over. Hunter's out of there, 1 away. In the bottom of the 9th, it'll be Chili Davis, Brian Harper, and Shane Mack scheduled up. Greg Olson, the batter, he has popped up to second. He has lined out to the right fielder, and he has struck out swinging. From Edina, Minnesota, a former Minnesota Twin farmhand. There's a swing and a bouncer down behind third. Newman, or down behind second, I beg your pardon. Newman fires it over in time for the out. Newman in playing shortstop. And that's 2 up, 2 down. Newman came on to pinch run for Gagne. Stays in to play short. And 2 ground balls later, Jack Morris is 2/3 of the way out of the 9th inning. Lemke has grounded out, had a base hit, and flied out. 1 for 3 tonight. The pitch on the way, and it's a breaking ball in for a strike. A curveball strike.
Tom, it looked like when Lemke came up, he said something to Harper like, "Isn't this some kind of a World Series?"
Well, you know, each guy out there knows that he's playing a part in something really special. Pitches in for a strike, and that looked like a low pitch right there. 0-2 on the batter. Lemke walks away from the plate on that call. Now the fans up out of their seats. Morris stretched his arm up, pulls on the back of his cap. The windup, the pitch, and he just misses with it. 1-2. Attention, you could cut with a knife here. The pendulum swings decidedly toward Minnesota now. This is what I was talking about earlier. You're the visitor in this place. You got to get something on the board early. You get into the late innings, and disaster is waiting for you. And disaster in this regard with no runs on the board as Morris's forkball is in the dirt, and it's 2-2 on Lemke. The Minnesota Twins, unless Lemke can get something started right here, are looking at a situation where they'll be up in the bottom of the 9th inning, and 1 run wins all the marbles, because all the marbles are in the ring. Lemke and Morris. 2-2 the count. The pitch on the way, and he went after it, a high fastball, and Lemke with a little half swing has gone on a strikeout. Oh boy, Lemke. He was indecisive, and the bat came around. 3 up, 3 down. Look out now. Minnesota, bottom Bottom of the ninth. No score in the ball game. People don't buy full-size. They buy full-size trucks to haul A to B. And that's why people that know trucks choose Chevy. The largest standard payload and the most available horsepower of any half-ton sold in the country. And Chevy backs it all up with a full-size warranty. One of the best in the business. Full size means Chevrolet. Trucks you can depend on. Trucks that last.
The people at Mutual of Omaha believe every one of us has the power to make a difference. We are proud of Penny Fancy. Penny Fancy is a lady committed to family values and the community. A natural leader, she believes in equality. She's an effective advocate for immigrants, women, and people with disabilities. Driven by purpose, Penny Fancy nurtures potential and inspires achievement. When facing life's challenges, you can count on the people at Mutual of Omaha.
Well, we have a moment. We certainly would like to single out Miracle Food Mart in their Baseball Classics contest. We thank Bill Shine, the Vice President for Marketing of Miracle Food Mart, Don Cozine as well, who put the program together from Robindale Enterprises. And we have some winners to pass on to you regarding the contest. Sheldon Taylor of Hamilton in Game 4 won a camcorder from Hitachi. In the 5th game of the World Series, a microwave given to Boyd Shaven of Mount Hope, Ontario. And gifts on the way to Ruth Soretsky of Willowdale and Wayne St. Pierre of Agincourt, all compliments of Miracle Food Mart and our Miracle Food Mart baseball contest. So to the winners, congratulations.
Mike Stanton, the left-hander, ready to face Chili Davis. Will be turned around, batting right-handed against him. And then Harper, and then Mack. And again, there is activity in the Atlanta bullpen. Alejandro Pena is up. So he'll be up probably for Harper if Chili Davis is retired. And there's a swing and a foul back, strike one. Or if Chili Davis doesn't break this ball game up. Mark Lemke at second base blows a big bubble, pacing around out there. Probably second-guessing himself on that last pitch, a fastball up, and he just could not hold the bat back. Now it's Minnesota, bottom of the ninth, no score. And the pitch is inside to Chili Davis. 1 ball and 1 strike. Stanton has been a workhorse. He has appeared now in 5 of these 7 games. And he has pitched exceedingly well. The pitch on the way, a swing and a miss, and it's strike 2 on the batter. The NLCS, he worked in 3 games. Didn't have any wins, losses, or saves, a 2.45 ERA. Got the win in Game 4 of the World Series, has allowed only 3 hits in 6 2/3 innings before tonight. Chili Davis at the plate, a 1-2 count. The pitch on the way, a swing and a foul, back up out of play. Fans will rise up in the upper deck. Somebody's got a World Series souvenir. And what a souvenir to have some memento of this game. Because this game will be talked about for a long time to come when people sit around and hot stove league it, chew the fat about the great game of baseball. You can take this one to the bank somewhere in that conversation when they're talking about great games and big moments in the history of the game. Game 7 of the 91 World Series will be talked about. Here's the pitch. And it misses outside. A fastball from Stanton. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Chili Davis.
Pretty good banner down the left field line. It says it may be cold outside, but it's chilly in here.
Chili 1 foot out of the box. Stanton stark still as he looks in. Now he, with his glove, looked like he kind of wiped his brow. 2-2 the count. Kicks and he fires, and there's a swing and a foul back down the right side again. up behind the first base dugout, in which are the Atlanta Braves, Bobby Cox and his coaches to the far end. Players all down on the near end. Minnesota on the third base side. Bobby sitting and watching. Tom Kelly standing across the way. Chili Davis 0 for 3 tonight. The pitch on the way and a swing and another foul ball hit down the right side and deep. 55,118. Many of them standing and watching. Most of them now waving the Domer hankies in unison with the music here. Up on the left side, way up high, are some Atlanta fans, and over on the right side, up on the upper reaches of the first deck, are more Atlanta fans. There's a swing and a foul off. The Metrodome tonight, and going to the 10th inning in Game 7 of the 1991 World Series. And behind him defensively, Scott Leyes has come in to play shortstop for the Minnesota Twins. And this game is now of record proportions. It is the third extra innings game of the series. That is a World Series record. It is the second Game 7 in World Series history to go extra innings. And listen to this, in 1924, the Washington Senators, the forerunner of the Minnesota Twins, defeated the Giants in 12 innings, 4-3. The windup by Morris, and the pitch is popped up by Jeff Blauser. And back near the backstop, it is caught by Harper. First pitch swinging, Blauser up there batting in place of Belliard, and he pops it up.
Boy, Tom, the one thing you'd expect a pinch hitter to do in this situation, of course, he's looking for a pitch that he can handle. Maybe force Morris to go a little bit deeper in the count, because he is working with 3 days rest and is in the 10th inning, but he shows no signs of flagging whatsoever.
Jack now will face the top of the order. Meanwhile, there is bullpen activity behind him. There's a half swing and a lunge by Lonnie Smith, strike one. Aguilera is up in the Minnesota pen across the way. Rick Aguilera. Pitch to Lonnie Smith, and Morris takes something off, misses high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. 10th inning at the Metrodome. Game 7, all tied up and scoreless. And the fans are all tied up in knots and a bundle of nerves here with this one.
And breathless.
A ball and a strike. Lonnie Smith swings and he fouls it down the left side, and it looked like it hit either a camera or a photographer over there. Bounced into the Minnesota bullpen area, or dugout area. Smith now with a 1-2 count. Morris delivers. It's in the dirt, bounces away, and ends up over at the Atlanta dugout.
And in that Atlanta dugout, all the Braves have their rally caps on. They have 4 or 5 different styles of rally caps, and they're hopeful of getting something started.
Word on Stanton is he pulled his back, a muscle on the left side of his back. Smith with a 2-2 count. The pitch on the way, and it's swung on and no strike 3. Big strikeout for Morris. This game would have been over had it not been for a base running boo-boo by Lonnie Smith back in the 8th inning, when he failed to score on a ball hit to the wall in left center field deep. He got deked. He held up at second base, and then he could only get to third when he realized that he had been had. Now it's up to Terry Pendleton to keep the inning alive here in the top of the 10th for Atlanta. And he takes it low and outside ball one. That's a very errant throw by Morris. Jack is working on his reserve tank right here. How much gas does he have left? That's the question. And if he gets a little wild and he throws them in the dirt as he just did, then Pendleton's not going to be able to hit it without a golf tee. There's a swing and a roller out to the shortstop. Reyes will make the play on to first base, and Morris doesn't have to worry about it now. I was about to say, if Jack missed and he left the pitch out over the plate, Pendleton might lose it for him. But Morris gets the ground ball, and Reyes, a third baseman playing shortstop now, makes the play. So it's 3 up and it's 3 down, and it's on to the bottom of the 10th inning. Again, the Twins coming up with a chance to win it in a scoreless ball game.
It's a steamy Texas morning here in Houston, and that sun can't find a cloud to hide behind.
To Houston or Edmonton, if it's morning, it's all the same to Purelator. Purelator's U.S. AM overnight service now guarantees morning delivery from 10,000 places in Canada to 30,000 places in the U.S. Ask for details and get it to the U.S. in the AM.
Trust Purelator.
U.S. AM.
Sports Desk. From the stunning world record to the blockbuster trade. Catch all the news 5 times daily on TSN. Real life, real drama, real TV.
Catch the latest news and updates 5 times daily only on the Sports Network.
Lots of lovely liters of Becker's rich, creamy eggnog shared with friends and family is a wonderful way to greet fall. Fall by Becker's today, and you can bring back just about the best-tasting eggnog that's ever left a mustache on your lip. This time of year, there's nothing like eggnog from your neighborhood Becker's store.
Me and Dave were a little late getting to this campus pub. When we got there was already a huge lineup. So while I'm complaining about how long we'll have to wait, Dave spots some big bags of ice by the door. So he walks over, grabs a bag, and starts heading through the line. Hey, I'm not stupid, so I pick one up and follow him. As we get to the door, this huge jock bouncer jumps to his feet. He's not looking like he's real happy. So he reefs open the door, turns to Dave and says, "Move it, guys, we're almost out of ice." Now you're laughing, the bat's blue.
What a game, what a game, what a game. And it's in the bottom of the 10th, and the top of the order for Minnesota coming up. Gladden, Knobloch, and Puckett. Alejandro Pena on the hill. He winds it up to Dan Gladden, and there's a swing and a fly ball in the shallow left center. Drops in, base hit. Bounces over the left fielder, and he throws it into second. Gant, the center fielder, too late to get a sliding Gladden. He broke his bat, and he doubles. A broken bat double for Dan Gladden. The Twins again are on the threshold. The leadoff man again is on. Gladden broke his bat, hit it into left center. The left fielder running over, Lee Smith, made a stab at it. It bounced over his head. Gant came up with it, and he fired it in too late to get Gladden motoring into second base. And here is Knobloch. A base hit back in the 8th. Pena comes set. And Knobloch wants to bunt it. And he takes it way up and in. And again, Olson, the catcher, has to throw the glove up to snare one. In the Atlanta pin, Merker, the left-hander, Clancy, the right-hander, firing away. We're in the bottom of the 10th, and Minnesota, with nobody out, has Dan Gladden at second base. Pena delivers. Knobloch again shows bunt, and he takes a strike, and it's 1-1. Ron Gardenhire over at third. The third base coach flashing the signs to Chuck Knobloch. Pena plants his right foot at the rubber, and he looks down to Olson for the sign. The right-hander to the belt. The pitch on the way. Knobloch squares again. Bunts it toward third. A good one. Fire to first to get Knobloch, but Gladden comes to third. A beautiful sac bunt. Beautifully executed by Chuck Knobloch. And now, with one out, the winning run is 90 feet away. Knobloch, the rookie, does it again. The putout goes 5-4 on the sac bunt. Again, they have a defensive huddle out there on the mound.
And here again, Tom, you have the possibility of an Alejandro Pena wild pitch, and that forces him to keep the ball up, and Puckett's a very good high ball hitter, although he's not likely to see a pitch here.
I don't think so. I think they're going to shorten up the defense there, and they're going to put Puckett on for starters, and then maybe behind him, Herbig. They'll take the bat out of Kirby's hands, and there is ball one from Pena. Infielders pulled in, and the outfield shortened up.
You made a good point about losing Chili Davis to pinch runner Jarvis Brown in the 9th inning. They'll probably put on Herbig as well to load them up, and then Brown is due up. And they have Larkin on their bench to pinch hit, so he could be the ace in the hole when it's all said and done.
Puckett takes ball 3. Oh, look out. Pena fires one almost over the plate. An intentional walk is a bit of an adventure with Alejandro Pena. There's ball 4, so Kirby will not break this one up, at least not yet. And now Puckett goes to first. Now with Herbig up there, you've got the double play in order again. And do you walk Herbig? A left-handed hitter? I think that would probably be the vicious thing to do, and that's what they're going to do. Then you're going to have Jarvis Brown up, or Gene Larkin up, and it's Gene Larkin in the on-deck circle now, bat in hand, an outstanding hitter who has had some physical problems, and we've seen very little of him in the series, but this could be his moment. There's a few of them down there tonight who have had the opportunity in the moment, but they have not been able to bust this game open. And busting it open in this and there's another throw from Pena that takes Olson right off his feet. He had to jump up to catch it for an intentional walk. And here is ball 4. And for any of you folks out there who think they should change the past the intentional walk rule and just say put him on, should watch Pena in these intentional walks. Now the next walk will be taken by Lazzoni, the Atlanta pitching coach, who's coming out to the mound. So it's ball 4 to Herbig. The sacks are full. There's only one out in the inning. The batter will be Gene Larkin. He'll be up here to bat in the DH spot in place of Jarvis Brown. He is a switch hitter. He will bat left-handed against right-hander Alejandro Pena. And look, The Atlanta Braves don't know exactly what they're doing defensively here. Pendleton was all the way out in left field talking to Lonnie Smith. David Justice was in right field indicating to Gant with his shoulders kind of hunched and his hands up what's going on here. Now he's trying to get his teammates' attention by flailing his arms up and down, and Gant can't hear him and doesn't see him. From over in the dugout, they're trying to station the defense here. And again, Pendleton goes out to talk to Lonnie Smith. I'll tell you one thing, too, that you want to be on the alert for right here with one out and the sacks loaded like this. Larkin liable to get a bunt down. That's Dan Gladden at third. He's a good runner. They're liable to try to squeeze one in right here. Pena delivers a swing and a fly ball. It's hit deep to center field. Minnesota has won it all. The Minnesota Twins are world champs. First pitch to Larkin. A deep fly to center field to break it up. And the Minnesota Twins are the world champs of 1991. The journey is over. From worst to first, and it's Minnesota in all the game. They are number one. The world champs of 91. A pinch hit fly ball, base hit, deep to center field, wins it all for the Minnesota Twins. Gene Larkin comes up and first pitch swinging. He drove it over the drawn-in outfield, and the Minnesota Twins are the world champs. Jack Morris is the winning pitcher in Game 7 of maybe the best World Series ever played, and it's played right here in his hometown in the Twin Cities of St. Paul, Minneapolis, in Minnesota. 1-0, the final score in a classic World Series. The Atlanta Braves fought tooth and nail every step of the way, coming back from the 2-0 deficit after the first two games here to sweep 3 in Atlanta, but they could not beat the Minnesota Twins in their own lair. Minnesota remains undefeated in World Series play on home turf. We'll be back right after this.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Wake up, Dorothy.
Uncle Henry? Auntie Em?
You had a bad knock on the head, girl.
Oh, I'm back. Where's the wizard? Oh, the place is so beautiful.
What place, girl?
Rainbow Park in North Brampton.
Rainbow Park?
Yes, that's where they're building these beautiful clay brick geranium homes, right by miles and miles of parkland. It's where the Munchkins play.
Oh, Dorothy.
And Scarecrow says the geranium designs are classics, and somebody with brains must do them.
Scarecrow said that?
Oh, yes, and you know there's a ravine, too, and a babbling brook, and the Tin Man just loves it, and he doesn't have a heart.
No heart?
And these geranium homes cost so little that Lion says even he isn't afraid of the price.
Oh, what lion, dear?
Why, the lion without courage.
Dorothy, where is this Rainbow Park?
Oh, you just follow the yellow brick road to Boulevard and Kennedy in Brampton.
Geranium Homes, Rainbow Park, Brampton, starting at $172,990, GST included. See your weekend paper for details.
Hi, this is Tom Cheek for Doncaster Sleep Centers. From my years on the road, I can tell you not all hotels order beds with folks over 6'4" in mind. But Doncaster does. It's the Long John mattress by Springwall. Recommended by chiropractors, it's exclusively at Doncaster. End your years of restless nights and dangling feet and stretch your savings too. Doncaster has the Long John in single and double sets, now at regular sale prices. Check the white pages for the location near you.
So you're gonna do it?
Yep.
You are single-handedly gonna maintain national unity?
Yep, I'm going to do it.
Well, you better look in the yellow pages under F for French lessons.
Au contraire, I'm going to look under G for glue.
The one and only yellow pages by Teledirect. If it's not in here, it's not out there.
Joe Bowen and Bill Waters on Sports Break. Weekday mornings at 8:35 on CJCL 1430, where the Leafs are.
It is absolute bedlam here at the Metrodome. The fans, not one has left furthest seat that I can see, they're standing and applauding and cheering and waving those Homer hankies and savoring this marvelous moment in Minnesota Twins franchise history. Gene Larkin drives in the winner. And Jerry, in one of the great performances that you'll ever witness in your life in sports, 10 innings tonight for Jack Morris, the MVP.
He did a great job, Tom, and it's a game I'll always remember. What a classic World Series.
They have not let up here. Standing in place, cheering their heroes. All of the Twins are out there on the field in front of their dugout. And Jack Morris is the man of the hour. 3 World Series starts and his second World Series win. Jack Morris, the former Detroit Tiger, the free agent who came home to Minnesota, has put the final touches on his odyssey with a World Series victory here tonight, 1-0 over the gallant Atlanta Braves. And now some of the wives have made their way out onto the field here and are being greeted by their hubbies as they come down the runway and out of the dugout over on the Atlanta side. We'll come back and take a look at the final totals. Not that they really matter in this situation, but we'll be back right after this timeout.
Nissan would like to take the next 30 seconds to impress you, because recently we've been impressing everyone else. Road and Track was so moved, it named the Nissan Sentra best car in its class for 1991. Impressed yet? The Sentra also won the CAA Golden Pyramid Award for customer satisfaction 2 years in a row. They were really impressed. And just to make an impression on you, we're offering the Nissan Sentra for $56 a week, lease to own with no money down. See your dealer for details. Nissan, built for the human race.
Baseball's Fall Classic determines a World Series champ, and you could be a big winner playing Miracle's Baseball Classics contest. Look for an entry form and include a label or hand-drawn facsimile from Miracle's Corner Deli, featuring a platter for every party occasion made fresh on pickup day. Each game of the World Series, someone wins a spectacular prize from Hitachi. The grand prize, a trip for 2 to Blue Jays 1992 spring training in Florida. Enter now at Miracle Food Mart and Miracle Ultramart. Miracle means fresh.
Lots of lovely liters of Becker's rich, creamy eggnog shared with friends and family is a wonderful way to greet fall. Fall by Becker's today, and you can bring back just about the best-tasting eggnog that's ever left a mustache on your lip. This time of year, there's nothing like eggnog from your neighborhood Becker's store.
No one covers as much ground as Intercity Truck Lines. How about Quebec City? Intercity now offers regular and expedited service in and out of Quebec from anywhere in Canada. Intercity Truck Lines, the right place, the right time, all the time.
Halloween! It's a time of year when unusual events occur. But this Halloween, there's something so exciting, so thrilling. Well, some say it's downright scary. It's Halloween Cash, the newest instant lottery game, offers you a $25,000 jackpot and 1 in 4 chance to win cash instantly. So treat yourself to some Halloween Cash today at your nearest lottery retailer. Halloween Cash. It's a monster hit.
Jack Morris is, at this moment, receiving the MVP trophy. And they have it piped into the PA here at the ballpark. Let's see if we can pick up some of his comments.
I mean, you come off the mound with an emotional inning, and yet your ball club doesn't score, and you got to dig down and go back out there again. What were those feelings like, 7th, 8th, 9th inning?
Well, there's a lot of guys that influenced me over my career about battling the guys and don't worry about what we do offensively, because sometimes the pitcher has no control over that. But perseverance, I guess. I just didn't want to quit, and somehow we picked.
All right, Jack Morris, and we picked up the comments there, courtesy of CBS. Kirby Puckett, looks like members of his family down on the field now. Hugs and kisses all around, and for Jack Morris, Jerry, this is just one of the really tremendous stories. There have been some great ones over the years, and perseverance and guys popping up at the right moment in time in the game to write their indelible mark, but Jack Morris in his hometown is just the stuff of fairy tales.
Well, oftentimes you'll say when a team like Atlanta goes 0 for 9 hitting with men in scoring position, they didn't hit in the clutch. But you really can't say that tonight because only one of those balls was hit hard when Olson lined out to right in the 4th inning and Mack came charging in to make the catch. Jack Morris dominated those 9 situations, and he certainly deserves to spin a shutout here. The first one, by the way, to go 10 innings since Tom Seaver in a World Series game back in 1969. Jack Morris wins it 1-0, and he really won it. The Braves would have to tip their cap to him for the way he pitched in one jam after another.
Well, it was a run, 10 hits, no errors for Minnesota. No runs, 7 hits, no errors for Atlanta. And when you say at the tail end of both of those lines, no errors, that says something, too. There were some sparkling defensive plays turned in here tonight.
Well, I can recall the 8th inning when Atlanta loaded the bases with 1 out. Sid Bream hit into a double play, a tough one. Ken Herbig took the ground ball at first, went to the plate. Brian Harper came back to Herbig for a very unusual 3-2-3 double play, and the Twins were off the field. And then in the bottom of the 8th inning, Minnesota had the bases loaded with 1 out, and then Atlanta caught a break when Ken Herbig lined one up the middle, right to Lemke, who stepped on second to double up Knobloch. It was that kind of a game.
Here's what that double play sounded like in the 8th inning.
Deals 2-1, and a swing and a line drive caught at second by Lemke. He steps on the bag at second to double up Knobloch. And the inning is over on another double play.
Well, that was one of the double plays. That was not the double play that we were talking about. In the 8th inning, we were talking about the double play that was started by Herbig to the plate to Harper and back to Herbig, and it went 3-2-3. Minnesota run, 10 hits, no errors. Atlanta 0-7-0. Morris, the winner, 2-0 in the World Series. And for Jack Morris, talking about his World Series here tonight, Jack Morris is now 4-0 in World Series in total, going back to his Tiger days. Pena, the loser, and 0-1 here in this 1991 World Series. The swing that decided it, off the bench, Gene Larkin, the RBI single to center field with the bases loaded, 2 intentional walks to set that up after the leadoff double by Dan Gladden, who broke his bat and went into second base. He would not be denied to get the whole thing started. And after numerous opportunities for scoring, and Lonnie Smith will look back on this ball game, in my opinion, and rue the fact that he got sucked in, deep, whatever it was, and failed to score on the drive by Pendleton back in the 8th inning. A ball that was hit deep over the outfielders' heads. He held up at second and then could get only to third base and was unable to score, or Atlanta maybe wins this thing in regulation. Time of the game, we have it unofficially at 3:23, and the crowd tonight was 55,118.
Tom, I'll always remember Dodger catcher Roy Campanella saying that to play this game of baseball, you have to have a lot of little boy in you. And when that ball by Larkin hit beyond center fielder Ron Gant, hit on the turf, and Gladden started his way toward home plate, Jack Morris came leaping out of that third base dugout, jumping up and down like a 7-year-old kid at Christmas time, and under the tree wasn't a pony, but he had that World Series championship ring, another one for Jack, and that's the little boy that all the Twins exhibited once that Dan Gladden crossed home plate.
Well, everybody talks about the fortunes that these guys make, but once one guy's got the bat and the other guy's got the ball, it kind of reverts back. I think the mentality of the thing is almost Sandlot, because these guys play this game, yes, because it's a good living, but foremost because they love the game.
And there's one real agonizing part of this World Series, kind of heartbreaking, really. Tom Kelly's the plus side. 2 World Series trips, he's won 2 championships. But Bobby Cox has been there with the Blue Jays, Tom, in the playoffs, had a 3-1 lead, didn't win it, and Bobby led 3-2 here and didn't win it. For Bobby, I really feel for him.
Well, Bobby Cox and his guys gave it their all. I believe that had Tom Kelly not kind of outmanaged himself a little bit in Game 3, when he had some opportunities late in that game, he could have put this thing away early. But when he had to go to the cupboard to get some pinch hitting help, there was none left because he had used and expended too many players in the early going. The Atlanta Braves took advantage of that to sweep those 3 games back in Atlanta and force this thing not only to 7 games, but to 7 games plus an inning here tonight before they lost. And I'll tell you what, they're losers because Minnesota's winners, and you can only have one winner, but there really are just winners in varying degrees here.
Well, Kirby Puckett made the famous quote before this World Series, both teams here are winners. And Tom, in my opinion, having talked to the Braves and their coaches and the manager and knowing what the Twins did during the regular season, it was only fitting that the 2 teams in Major League Baseball who worked the hardest got here and played that way. Fundamentally sound, dedicated toward working toward this end, and a lot of other ball clubs can certainly borrow a page from their books, and if they want to get here, they have to expend the energy.
And we'll be right back after this timeout.
Your home hardware dealer is proud to help you save energy and money. That's why their new catalog is full of power smart ideas, like caulking and weather stripping for fall fix-ups, energy-efficient shower heads, and twin-tube fluorescent light bulbs, a simple way to start conserving right away. When it comes to saving money and energy, there's no place like home.
When you get your Toronto Star, there's one section you read first, right? It's the section with experts, columnists, reporters, photographers, who cut through the mumbo-jumbo out there and put you face-to-face with today's information. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes alarming, but it's always well-written, always dependable. Which section am I talking about? If you said Star Sports, you're right. If you said any other Star section, you're still right. The Toronto Star. Now that's a newspaper.
No one knows brakes better than Speedy Muffler King. And right now, when you get your brakes fixed at Speedy, you'll get 25% off parts and labor. So you're not only guaranteed a great brake job, but also a great brake price. No matter what kind of car you drive, you can trust Speedy's brake experts to do the job right the first time. So come on in anytime between now and November 2nd for a free brake inspection and 25% off any brake work. Because at Speedy, every customer deserves a good brake and a professional brake job. At Speedy, you're a somebody.
We're a good deal better for you. A Trillium Pontiac Buick. We're a good deal better. You can count on us every single time. We're a good deal better in price. A good deal better in value too. Trillium Pontiac Buick. We're a good deal better for you.
Well, let's go back one more time and listen to how it erupted here when the World Series was won by the Minnesota Twins. It's the 10th inning. Dan Gladden breaks his bat, doubling into left center field. Knobloch, the exciting rookie, just puts the finishing touches on a great season by having a base hit tonight, 8 in the World Series, and then figuring very much as a key to the 10th inning and the World Series win with a beautiful sac bunt in the 10th. That moved the runner up to third base. That really forced Bobby Cox's hands. He had to walk intentionally, not only Puckett, but Herbeck, hoping to get to Jarvis Brown, knowing that he wouldn't, that Gene Larkin would be there. And indeed he was. With the infield in, the outfield in, Larkin steps in against Pena. Pena delivers. A swing and a fly ball. It's hit deep to center field. Minnesota has won it all. The Minnesota Twins are world champs. First pitch to Larkin. A deep fly to center field to break it up. And the Minnesota Twins are the world champs of 1991. Well, you know, they built their season on role players, bench players, guys coming in doing the job, and I guess it's only fitting that one of those fellows would come in and play such a key role in the final success in the final chapter here.
And Tom Larkin's been hurt, so he hasn't had much of an opportunity in the World Series. And he comes through here with what will be scored his longest single in his career.
Yeah, really to the wall. Bases loaded and the game winner. Well, we are fast running out of our 1991 season. We'll be right back here at the Metrodome after this.
Bring the excitement home. Zenith Zenith Television's new digital SEQ audio system produces magnificent sound. Richer and fuller, it creates a lifelike surround effect. Ambient sounds emanate outside the picture and dialogue within. Superbly built in North America for a world of entertainment. Zenith. Quality.
When are we going to get a new furnace? It's chilly in here, and our heating bills keep going up.
Hey, wait a second. I saw a carrier ad in the newspaper. Here it is. Turn on Comfort. A quiet, reliable, economical Carrier SX high-efficiency natural gas...